When I started out here, I started with Mr. Renkus as a partner. He was an expert in compression drivers.
The focus at that time was very much on building loudspeakers where the acoustical performance of the cabinet itself was important.
My father was always an electronics guy, not really an acoustics guy or a mechanical guy. And so he got involved very early with processor-based systems.
We were always trying to go for better sound. Now, better sound in the professional audio industry incorporates control of where the sound goes.
What happened around about the 80s, early 80s, was really the introduction of controllers and electronics to enhance speaker systems. That sort of opened the doors for us.
Steerable sound became feasible to do 30 years ago or so, but it was very expensive because it required a separate amplifier for every driver.
It was my introduction at a Dutch AES. There I met Johan van der Werf, who really is sort of the father of today's commercially available steered arrays. He showed me some of his latest work and said, I think you guys are the ones who can take this from speech and airport and train station applications. I think you are the partners, the right partners to take it to auditorium and concert. We had the hardware, we had the acoustics laid out, and now we just needed to fill in the software bits. It was actually Harro's association with Dr. Honert, though, that helped clear the path for the software implementation. We consider Dr. Honert and the current AFMG important partners to us in getting that all done.
Well, I think having Harro Heinz as the owner, and he's German, he has always had a good understanding of export and been interested in export. The other, I think, key to our success in a lot of these territories is our willingness to put people local. So we have an office in Singapore, we have an office in Norway, we have an office in Poland. What's unique about our technology is that it really requires a lot of know-how to apply it. Beam steering technology requires a very knowledgeable local representative. I mean, we can do the world's finest technology, but if we don't have local representatives that know how to apply the technology, we're going to get nowhere. And I think having, especially application support close to the distributors, has helped us a lot.
I wasn't physically here, so my memory of it is my daughter going into labor and me needing to drive up to Oregon. And driving up the freeway and looking over and seeing the fire come down the 241, calling my father and saying that fire is going to hit our building before morning. And not being believed, because who would think a fire that big could ever make it into this area? And it did. By morning it was here.
There is a generation shift happening now also in our territories where there's new people coming in, and I think things move a lot faster now. It's weird to say that, but we sort of have to get used to, we plan things in detail and we rehearse things and and the new generation, in a way, including, my children, they're a lot quicker. They get it done and they move on. So there's a different sort of way of approaching things. There's a little bit, I think it's good, it's a little bit more creative, it's a little bit more impulsive. And it's just, things move faster.
Everybody's gone overseas, which is interesting. I mean, there's not a lot of American-made products anymore. I'm thankful that we can actually say we have 80 employees. We make product in America. That's a big difference between us and the other manufacturers. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that we have employees who've stuck with us for many, many years and still enjoy it and are still valuable. And doing well. I know more the internal parts. I'm not really industry-oriented because my vision is mainly within these four walls of this building. So, I've seen the changes as far as the CNC machines go and bringing things overseas, which we do have some product that's built overseas, but everything, majority is done here.
I think the future belongs to the people who can do the equivalent of a self-driving car, which is a self-driving loudspeaker. I envision the loudspeaker that you put into a room. The loudspeaker is aware of the room, knows what it is, and knows how to adjust itself for best possible sound and coverage. That is where we are headed. And we have the basics of this, of what's required there. It is not self-adjusting yet, but it could be done that way. And that's where I think our direction will be.